Hello, my beautiful darling dreamers. I wanted to break down all the readings that I offer so you can decide what's best for you, what's going to work with your needs, what's going to work with your budgets, okay? Now, when people get readings done, it's usually for two reasons. One is curiosity, and the other is anxiety. Answer that question before you get a reading. Am I getting one right now because I'm shaking, my stomach is sick, I have to know something as soon as possible? That's going to be anxiety. Then the curiosity is your stomach feels okay, but you're getting a reading because you've been getting a lot of signs and you want some clarification and you've been getting dreams and stuff, and you're more curious. Are things lining up? Or let's say you had a reading from somebody else and you want to get another reading to see what things are showing up in common from your spirit guides. That's curiosity. So based on those, you're going to need different things, and that's not just for my menu, that's for any other reader that you go to as well. So my highest price offer is a live chat. That is, we're FaceTiming. I'm doing whatever divination I feel called to, with cards or dice, runes, things like that. And that's between 45 minutes and an hour, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on what you need to know and what we're seeing. That's our most, like I said, our most highest one, but that's like for you're getting questions answered in real time. There's like no mysteries because you're getting everything answered in front of you right then and there. And the difference between that and a live, because I know you're thinking like, I can just talk to you when you're live, nilly-willy. Yes. The difference is that's like a limited time. This is if you really want to go in depth. Okay. So this is $250 and this is very in depth. I recommend this, like you can do, if it's not something like quick that you want, you can do it for like a 6-month projection, an annual projection, things like that, okay? Or, if you have a really big decision about work and you want to go in depth with all the parties involved. Another reading I offer are Disney Tarot or Disney Love Messages or Baby Messages in the Parks. That is recommended for those of you that, connect very well with any Disney movies, because not everybody's a Disney person, but some of us we feel very connected to the magic in it. And when you're in the parks, there's so many endorphins, there's so many happy people, there's a lot of magic in the air, there's a lot of innocence, so like a lot of children. It's just very yes, there's grumpy people too. We're tired and cranky. But it's the only way I can describe the energy in one word would be enchanting. And I know it sounds very cliche, but there's just something special about seeing, what card comes out when you're at the castle, like in that vibration. So those are for those people that connect really well with that and they want to see what comes out personally for them in that frequency, that energy of being there. An example, I pulled baby cards for myself when I was in Animal Kingdom. I was pulling for other people and I pulled some for myself, and it says like animals are going to be a big sign for me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in Animal Kingdom, that's so cute. It just made me so happy. Like sometimes they connect. One time I pulled a card that said like, I'm gonna love Disney movies, and I'm like, and I was, in Disney World. I was like, oh, I love it. So that's going to be for people. These are usually, I think they start at $33, and depending on, you can get extra. So like, if you want more, message me ahead of time and say, because some people do that and say, I want an extra tarot card, or an extra few, whatever it is. And this is, you're paying more for environment. Because with that, it takes a long time, usually, to get people out of the fucking way. Respectfully. Like, to not have to get the scenery, to not have a bunch of people in the shot. Or, a bunch of cast members in the shot, a bunch of people, because I try to make it like aesthetic as possible. So when you guys order ahead of time, it makes it easier because I can just pull everyone's energy back to back to back. Otherwise, it's like sporadic around the park. Then we have the cocktails. These are $45. These are YouTube readings. So these are a video you can re-watch. That's what's good about this. I used to do them in the stories, but with tarot, I tend to keep talking. And I don't want to sit there and keep like lining it up and then tagging the person and lining it up and tagging the person. It's just easier this way for everybody. And you get to rewatch it. Now, with the cocktails, it's 3 tarot cards, which are very dominant energies. Then 3 oracle cards, which are supporting energy, supporting messages for your reading. Then 3 message cards. So if it was like a baby cocktail or mocktail, I forgot what I called it. I think a mocktail. Like they would be 3 baby messages. So I love this because it's like a meal. You have your entree, your appetizer, and your dessert, you know? So it's mixing the best of everything together. These are probably my favorite readings to do. So this is if you want something a little more, I guess this is a little more in-depth as well. And these I think are between like 5 and 10 minutes long, usually. Live chats around 45 minutes to an hour. So if you want something in depth, but this is out of your current budget, I recommend this. If you want something that's kind of in depth, but you want magic, I recommend waiting, for when I do Disney. Now, the straight up reading is what we had as, 2 dragonflies and a butterfly. Holy shit. Okay. My window is right there. What was I saying? Okay, so the interpretation reading I was doing for like $25. I noticed like if I go to support a reader and do like a quick mini reading, usually there's a 2 in front of it. It's like $22, $25, whatever. I'm most likely to get those more. I'm the type of person that's more frequent readings, like more mini ones, because I know energy is fluid. Some people like a big all-in-one and then some mini check-ins to follow up after the big one. So I do recommend a big one like once a year, twice a year, if it's budget permitting, okay? So you can kind of see where you are in the timeline with all of those predictions. Now, the interpretation reading, I ended up calling it just straight up, now tell me. Because, when you're pouring liquor, you do a vodka straight up, a whiskey neat, stuff like that. It's just it's 6. You can get up to 12. They're all different prices in the menu. But it's 6 oracle cards that have messages, extra messages in them. And it's interpreted. And it's a voice reading. And I like this. I use decks that I connect with well. I just got a new one. I'll post a picture of my story. It's from Maruk X on Etsy. It's a twin flame tarot and oracle mixed in together. So they're meant, to work together, almost like their own little mini cocktail, a little mini mixer, if you will. So I might use those now for interpretation readings as well. And I know some of you request holiday cards. You can still do that. So the straight up reading it starts at $25. And it is a voice reading. Did I spell it wrong? Jiminy Cricket. Should let my coffee kick in. I got like really good news today, so I'm like I have to channel my energy somewhere. When you have all this energy and it's about to go, woo! So I'm like, let me go do some teaching videos. Okay. So we have the straight up voice reading. Those start at $25. Those are 6 cards. You can do up to 12 cards. And then the other option is happy hour, which are self-read. Now, if it's an oracle, you can upgrade it. If it's a message, if you're doing a happily hour or like a fundraiser or something, those are with message cards, those are self-read. But if you're doing an oracle happy hour. What does that mean? It's the ones that aren't messages. It'll have like one word on it, and which is it'll be a main energy. It'll say something like changes, hiding, healing, and they're kind of like these little ingredients that the reader has to put together to make a cake, right? Whereas love messages, it gives you the cake right away. It gives it out, right? It puts out right away. It's like, Will, look at my boobs. The cards are like, this is what I'm thinking. There you go. Served on a silver platter, baby. Those, you don't really need to interpret. They fucking, they tell you what they mean. So if you're getting a happily hour oracle where it's, 6 to 12 cards, and that includes usually these type of, I don't know, like these type of coffee cards. You see how this one says need space. This one says come over, right? Well, two very opposing energies. Interesting. I will look at this as I need a break from other people, but not you. Will you come over? But I don't want to go out around people in public. I need space from people in public, but you come over and keep me company. Like, that's how I would interpret this. But this is like the coffee shop gossip card. So I would consider like these oracle. Like, so if you're doing a happy hour, that's like 6 or 12 or 9 cards with these or whatever. If you want to upgrade, it's gonna just be whatever adds up to $25. So if your happily hour is like $6 or $12 or something, and it's an oracle, and you want to upgrade it, you just pay the difference of the $25, and I'll do an interpretation. If you have an old happily hour that you save the picture, and you want to an interpretation on it, you can message me and send the difference on that one. Again, only oracle. I'm not going to interpret message cards. I'm just going to roll my eyes at you and go, okay, come on. So I hope this breaks it down to you. I don't want to be like a Cheesecake Factory. I get so overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed so easily when I'm like at a Cheesecake Factory or a restaurant and the menu's so big. I will just stare at it like it's white noise, like for hours, not hours, but I'll stare at it for a long time. And it's like, it gives me decision paralysis. And I mean, I'm the same way with other service menus. If a reader has like too many things, I'm like, oh God, I don't know. Oh my God, never mind. I don't know what to do. So you can pick the subject on these. These are going to be different to accommodate different budgets. Like I said, the difference with the YouTube one, it's a little more in depth. You can rewatch it. The straight up ones are really good if you want, like I said, you want either this interpreted or you have one question, and so you don't need a full big reading like this, but you do have a question, right? Or if you were fine with the oracle, like with the happy hour, I like that it gives you the option as well, because sometimes you can read it and you'll understand it quickly, you can follow it. But if it makes you go, shit, now I'm more confused. Like, I bought it, but it didn't fucking help. I'm more confused. That's when I would recommend either upgrading it to an interpretation reading, or getting a reading from another reader. Because I don't like to pressure people and just say, show me the money, Jerry, right? I like to give you guys options. Whatever's going to work for you, right? Whatever's going to work for you. So I hope this helped. And the Disney ones aren't as often as I'd like. I want to go more often, but then I get like hermit mode. And it's also 90 something degrees outside. So I don't know. If you want to order any of the Disney or Harry Potter cards, where it says, Disney reading, park reading, there's a little folder. If you want one of those and you don't want to wait for me to go to the park, I'll use one of my Disney backgrounds in my house and you'll still get an interpretation reading, okay? If you really don't want to wait, we'll figure it out. We'll do this, okay? Cocktails I have available right now is a Barbie themed one. So it's all Barbie cards. Then I have, you guys wanted a mermaid one. So we'll do mermaid tarot, mermaid oracle, and some cute messages. Maybe blue messages or something themed like that. And then there's, what was the other one? Shit. Oh yeah, a new wedding one. We got a new deck gifted from one of your fairy sisters. Thank you. Cheers. And so it's 3 bridal, wedding tarot cards, 3 oracle cards, and then some love crack. But also I want to let you know with the cocktails, it's a minimum of 9 cards. So like if I'm shuffling or I need more clarifiers, I'm gonna pull more cards. I'm not just gonna be like, that came out, but I don't know what the fuck it means. I'm gonna be like, I think I was doing a cocktail the other day, and I just kept pulling more clarifiers, and they all just kept saying the same thing. So for like one little 3 cards, I think like 9 cards came out saying the same thing. I was like, whatever, that's your message. But for both of us, for peace of mind, we'll get to the bottom of this. I'm not just gonna, I don't want to leave you more confused than you came in. Do you know what I'm saying? And you guys can always message me. I love when you message me when things start to come in or line up. That makes me feel good. All right, I think this menu helps. I think this breakdown, I think you needed this because like I said, I don't want to be Cheesecake Factory, but I know you like fun options and different budget options, okay? And then I didn't have this in here, but sometimes I do the fundraisers, and those are a 5 card minimum, and it's a $1 card. Some people will get like 50 cards. I mix up the decks, all right? Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to my throne talk. I'll see you real soon. Mwah.